A year from now, everything could be different. A year from now, you might be waking up with a fire in your chest and clarity in your eyes. Or maybe you'll wake up with a familiar heaviness, the weight of knowing you could have done more, but didn't. Every single one of us is given the same 365 days. What we do with them defines who we become. And if that stings a little, good, because discomfort is the beginning of transformation. It's the signal that something needs to change. They wait for motivation to strike like lightning. They wait until they feel ready. But here's the thing, readiness is a lie. It's about deciding that your current reality isn't enough anymore. It's about no longer being okay with mediocrity. It's about starting with what you have, where you are, and doing what you can consistently. That's where real transformation begins, not in the big, dramatic gestures, but in the quiet commitment to daily improvement. There is no perfect time. There is no magical surge of motivation that lasts. Take a walk instead of scrolling, journal instead of venting, eat one healthy meal instead of grabbing fast food, call someone you love instead of avoiding hard conversations. These things seem minor in the moment, but stack them up day after day, and they become momentum. Momentum becomes change. Change becomes identity, and identity becomes a life you're proud of. There's only right now, this moment, this decision. That version of you isn't imaginary. It's just the result of decisions you haven't made yet. The habits you haven't built yet. The work you haven't started yet. Every step you take in the right direction brings you closer. And every excuse, every delay, every time you say I'll do it later, adds distance between you and the potential. Waiting has a cost. The more you delay, the more you reinforce the habit of avoiding growth. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. That the promises you made to yourself weren't empty this time. That you didn't let the fear of failure stop you. That you kept showing up, even when it was hard. That's the kind of pride no one can give you. It has to be earned. And it's not loud. It doesn't come with applause. It shows up in quiet confidence, in peace of mind, in knowing you respected yourself enough to try. And before you know it, a year has passed, and you're still in the same place, wondering how time moved so fast and why your life didn't. It is the quiet alarm that your current trajectory isn't aligned with the life you know you're capable of living, and if you listen closely, you'll hear that in a voice that's been trying to reach you, maybe for you saying, you're meant for more than this. Some will use them as bricks to build something lasting. Others will use them as excuses, stacking one wasted day on top of the next until they're buried beneath their own inaction. You get to decide which one you'll be. There is something incredibly sobering about realizing that your future self is either going to praise you or curse you. The person you'll become is watching you now, silently hoping you make the hard decisions, the uncomfortable changes, the deliberate efforts that lead to growth. No one else is responsible for what happens next. It's easy to blame circumstances, distractions, or other people, but deep down, we all know the truth. It's us. It's the choices we make when no one is watching. The moments when it would be easier to hit snooze, give up, or say maybe tomorrow. That's when our future is being shaped. Look around your life right now. Your job, your health, your relationships, your mindset, all of it is a reflection of the decisions you made over the last year. Most people never change because they're waiting for the perfect time. Change isn't about making a giant leap all at once. Start small, but start. Replace one bad habit. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Read 5 pages a day. There's a version of you that exists in the future who is stronger, healthier, wiser, and more fulfilled. Imagine looking back 1 year from now and realizing that you actually followed through. But let's not pretend it will be easy. Growth is hard. It requires sacrifice. It demands that you give up comfort and familiarity in exchange for something better but unknown. Wishing you had started sooner carries more pain than the temporary discomfort of beginning. And here's what's often forgotten. No one gets to skip the hard part. Everyone you admire, every success story you've ever heard, every transformation you've seen, it all came from someone deciding that the pain of remaining the same was no longer acceptable. You'll have days when doubt creeps in. Days when nothing seems to be working. Days when old habits try to reclaim their hold. You just need to be willing. Willing to show up when it's hard. Willing to push through the voices that say you can't. Willing to believe in a version of you that you haven't met yet. Because that version of you exists. Not perfection, progress. Not having it all. Having what matters, not avoiding pain. But facing it with courage and letting it mold you into someone resilient, focused, and unshakable. And they're counting on you to do the uncomfortable thing today so they can live with joy, freedom, and peace tomorrow. And that's when most people quit, not because they're incapable, but because they expected change to feel good all the time. Imagine the confidence in your voice, the lightness in your step, the pride in your eyes as you remember this moment, this choice. I became the person I said I would become. Imagine not having to make excuses anymore, not having to explain why things didn't work out, not having to lie to yourself about why you gave up. It doesn't. Sometimes it feels like loss, like letting go of who you used to be, like walking through a storm with no guarantee of sunshine on the other side. But you keep walking anyway, because staying where you are costs more. Regret is heavier than discipline. Or you can create something bold, something new, something breathtaking. That choice is yours, not tomorrow, right now. They made a plan. They stayed consistent. They didn't let setbacks define them. They kept their eyes on the long game, not the instant reward. That's what separates achievers from dreamers. Follow through. Vision is only the beginning. Action is where the shift happens. So what does action look like for you? Maybe it's finally going to therapy. Maybe it's applying for the job you think you are underqualified for. Maybe it's ending a relationship that drains you, or starting one that scares you in the best way. Maybe it's saying no more often, or saying yes for once. Maybe it's getting serious about your health, your finances, your education. Maybe it's not even about adding anything new but removing what's been holding you back. Toxic habits, limiting beliefs, the people who only show up when you shrink yourself. Whatever it is, it's time. Not later, now. Not perfect, just honest. Not tomorrow's plan, today's move. The you that exists 1 year from now is waiting for you to start. To stop negotiating with your potential. To stop letting your circumstances dictate your self-worth. To stop hiding from the work you were born to do. You don't need to have it all figured out. Imagine waking up 365 days from now in a life that feels like a reflection of your best self. Instead, you'll get to say, I showed up. I changed. I didn't let fear win. I did the work. And that's what it's all about. The next 365 days are a blank canvas. You can choose the same old colors, the same dull patterns, the same tired excuses. So ask yourself one final question. A year from now, when you look back at this very moment, will you be grateful you started? Or will you wish you had? The clock is ticking either way.